All right. Well, welcome back. It's good that you made it on a Sunday. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And okay, we're up to 4 people. Fun, fun, fun. Hopefully we'll get even more. So I sent out I blasted out an email to pretty much everyone in the guild, and I think anyone else I could put that was within earshot for the log cabin project that we're going to start on the 29th of October. So not this Sunday, not next Sunday, but the next Sunday, we're going to start doing a block of the week. So every week we're going to do one block. So on Sunday, we're going to do it. On Monday, and this is only if you want to do it. And if you want to do it, make sure if you haven't sent me an email, send me an email to tell me you want to do it. And I will make sure you get the email. This is free. This isn't going to cost you anything unless you'd like to get the kit to go along with the colors. And no, I'm not going to show you the quilt. I know. I really wanted to, and I thought about it and I thought, no, because, you might get excited about it, then you might be like, well, maybe not. So we're just going to let it be a surprise. And let me tell you, it was a lot of fun putting it together. It took me a while. I had a lot of help. Miss Sheila was an absolute tremendous help to me. She helped me write the pattern, even though I did the design and I had all the paperwork and I knew all the dimensions. She was absolutely, hands down, the best help, and she helped me get that pattern written, got it back to me, checked it, double checked it, and it was just, I couldn't have done it without her, and I couldn't have done it in the time frame I did it had it not been for her. But unfortunately, due to all kinds of things, I was not able to get the pattern out. So guess what? You get to benefit from it. So here's what we are up to. Oh, hey, Miss Susan, are you home? We've missed you so much. Oh my gosh, have we missed you? So let me know if you're home or if you're just watching from some far off country. All right, I'm getting a little dry here. Hang on. Sorry about the slurpy noise. Okay. Anyway, so on the 29th of October, we are starting the log cabin quilt project. Okay, I call it Adventures in Log Cabin. I know, sounds weird, but it just seemed like it fit at the time when I was putting it together. So basically, every week we're going to do a different log cabin. The first one is pretty simple. Second one is going to still be kind of simple. And they're going to get progressively harder. Not hard, just harder than the last one. Okay? So at the end, we will be doing a paper piece one. But hey, we have all done paper pieced at some point. So please don't let that scare you. It's very, very simple. In fact, if I didn't know any better, it was kind of reminiscent of the lady we had at the retreat. Who did a lot of curves. To make it curve, you had to do a certain way, and that it's kind of like that. And I did do that before she ever came to the guild. But again, I find a lot of my good patterns or make my patterns based on EQ8, or either I draw them out and then do them that way. And I'm still, still doing some embroidery patterns as well, but I haven't gotten any of those up online. So this one is just for you guys for right now. I will post them later on, one at a time, so people can buy, kind of do a block of the week or block of the month, however they want to do it. Just buy that. No, heading to Athens, disembark tomorrow. Okay, cool. Yeah, we have definitely missed you, Susan. Thank you so much. We're glad you're coming home. But we have enjoyed the pictures. Thank you so much for keeping us all abreast of where you're at and what's going on, because we were sure worried about you. And we're glad you're okay, and we're glad you're still having some fun. All right, so talking about the quilt. So hey, let me go run and get this real quick. Hang on, don't go anywhere. And if things get loud, it's probably because my husband does not know where the volume button is for his speaker. So sometimes when he gets on something, it's really loud at first, but it will calm down. Okay. So this is the kit. Now, granted, this isn't all one kit. This is about 4 kits right here, and that doesn't even have the background. And the background is whatever you want it to be. I got white, I got black, I got cream, but those are the colors I generally recommend. So we've got a pink, a red, light purple, green, a dark red, a dark blue, a light blue, a yellow, and a white. Okay. Now white, if you have a scrap of white, for this particular one, you really don't need very much. It actually calls for 1/8 of a yard, and I think I have it figured for, about, 1/8 of a yard but you're really only going to need a strip of it. So now these kits, if you decide you want to get a kit, and I got all the colors picked out for you, this kit is only $60, and it includes everything, and you'll have enough left over to do binding. If you miscut something, you'll have enough left over to do that, to deal with that as well. So it's everything you need. It's only $60. Just text me, message me on here, whatever you need to do. But I do have a limited number of kits, only because I can't afford to have a lot of fabric sitting around. So I only got enough to make about 2 or 3 kits. And I think I already have one spoken for. So, all right, so that's the kits. And this is for the log cabin, and you'll get all of that stuff up front. All right, let me get this out of the way. And I make a mess no matter where I go. All right, so I have had some people that just want the background, and you can do that too. It takes 2.5 yards of background fabric, and I have black, and I have white, and I have a couple different kinds of whites. I have a lot of white on white, so, and I have some cream that has kind of cream on cream. Interesting. Anyways, so just let me know if you're interested. I am happy to oblige. Like I said, $60. That does include the background fabric. That includes all the fabrics you'll need for the top, and you'll have enough left over. The way I did my binding is I actually used a little bit of all the colors to make the binding. It actually turned out really, really cute. I loved it. And again, thank you, Miss Sheila, for helping me with that. I think we're up to 3 years ago, because I think we did it in 2020. So thank you for that for 3 years ago, and I'm so glad we're going to get that going. Again, if you want to, yes, ma'am, Miss Diane, I will put aside a kit for you. I'll send you an invoice for that so that I make sure that you're in the list. And I'll put you on the list if you're not already on the list. All right, so that's 2 down. All right, let's see, where was I? Yes, email. Make sure I have your email so that I can send it to you. Okay, so you'll get the fabric instructions on Monday, that's tomorrow. You will get the first cutting instructions tomorrow. No pictures, just cutting instructions, okay? And they're pretty good. Miss Sheila, she really knocked it out of the park with these instructions, so thanks. Y'all, I just can't thank her enough. She did such a great job with this. And then when we do the block, the next Monday, you will get that page's pattern for that block that we just finished, the cutting instructions for the next block, and then on that Sunday we'll do that block, and then the next Monday it'll start all over again. So Sunday we'll do a block, Monday you'll get the next block's cutting instructions and the last block's actual page, the actual pattern. And these are for your record so that when you're done with the whole quilt, you will have a whole pattern of this block of the week. And I hope you have fun, because I had fun designing it and figuring out what colors went where, and it was just amazing. The log cabin is like, I don't know, you know how they talk about your spirit animal? Well, this is my spirit block. The log cabin feels like it's me. Like, that's where I started. That was my first ever quilt, and I have loved it ever since. The quilt I got for my wedding gift from his grandmother was a log cabin, and it really touched my heart. So it's the log cabin speaks very special to me. Getting late here, but our early mornings start. Good night, everyone. See you at the retreat. Good night, Miss Susan. I hope you have a safe time home and sweet dreams. And we'll see you soon, okay? Mwah. All right, that's from Miss Susan. Ooh, I'm so glad she's going to be home. Okay. I miss you guys so much when you're gone, but I love seeing the pictures. That's like I see pictures from Miss Sharon when she's here, or not here, when she travels. And it seems like you guys travel a lot. That's just fantastic. I actually hate getting out of my house now. I don't know if that's a COVID thing or what it is, but I dread getting out of my house. Some of the blocks are quite unusual. It's beautiful. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I mean, I really dug deep. I dug deep for those blocks, so I'm hoping that you have as much fun with it as I had fun making it. All right, so that's the log cabin. So that's 2 kits down, and I got 2 people that want background fabric only. And like I said, whatever you need, just give me a holler. You don't have to buy it from me. You're more than welcome to get it from your stash. You're more than welcome to buy it. Don't forget, Bits and Pieces has an amazing variety of fabrics. I know whenever I need, consecutive colors of fabrics or something, she has a heck of a variety. So make sure you see Miss Linda Bronkema at Bits and Pieces. She is at 13th Avenue and 13th Street in Bradenton. Easiest way I know how to tell you how to find it. And I love her shop. She has some of the best fabrics. Of course, I had good fabrics too, but if there's nothing in my shop you like, go see her. She's got a much bigger variety. I carry about 80 bolts. I'm pretty sure she kind of has that times 10, if I had to guess, because she has like 4-5 rooms full of fabrics, bolts, pre-cuts, you name it, she's got it. All right, where are we at? Okay, so what we're going to do today, yay! Since we finished up the last UFO, which was we finished up the Fool's Gold. That was the first one. The second one was the book review. Finished that one. Yes, y'all, that rocks. I dug into my stash of scraps, and this is just 2 of the boxes. There's actually a whole bunch more around here. This doesn't look like the right box. Did I put the other box away? I think I put the other box away. What did I do with it? Well, that's just going to upset my apple cart if I can't find it. But I had a whole bunch of... Okay, we'll put this off to the side for right now. Because somewhere in my stuff, I have put it away. And it's not like it can go far. I mean, it goes right here. Interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, so this is what my stash looks like. There's my greens, and I knew those were there, but this is what I pulled the oranges out of, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't it. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. So, and then there's my whites. Here's my oranges. And these are just the ones I've separated. I have a monster bag over there on my floor of nothing but scraps. And y'all, I hate to say it, but I feel like I'm coming to a point where I am about done with scrap quilting. But then again, I don't know. That's like I don't know, that's my jam. That's my thing. Ooh, look at all the stuff just jumping out at me. Scraps here and there, scraps there. All right, where's my tissue? Because once again, I'm allergic to live. Okay. Hey! One night after the ballpark is how I remember. Okay. I'm afraid I'm way behind on that conversation. One night after the ballpark. I don't know. Okay. So, you need to scrap for machine embroidery. Yes, it's true. That's true. I don't know what I was thinking, because when you do a machine embroidery, oftentimes you just need little pieces like, oh, where did I put that? Okay, so you can't see it up here, but on my son's boot that I did for his My Marine, on that one, it just took a little piece of scrap green fabric about that big. So, I mean, oftentimes you just use little bitty pieces of scraps for these quilts, for these embroidery designs and stuff. Where is that thing? Where did I put that? Because I finished it last night. I tried to have everything over here. As you see my wall. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about my wall here. So these are all the projects that I have done that are come from Sweet Pea, except for this one. This didn't come from Sweet Pea. But these are all Sweet Pea projects. And some of them aren't even up here. Some of them are gone to a new home, or they're just too big to put up here, or I think a couple of them went in the auction. And so these are just some of the Sweet Peas. If you go to the beginning of these comments, there is a link for Sweet Pea. Make sure you go through that link to browse, to look around, and if there's any embroidery designs you see. And I love Sweet Pea because it's very simple. The instructions are easy to understand, easy to use. It's not confusing, and I feel sometimes that some things get kind of confusing. So, all right, let's see. That's why I'm saving scraps. Yep. And that's why I need to be saving scraps. But unfortunately, I think my house is being taken over by scraps. Okay. I have a couple of projects that have to get finished. One of them is this is a sweet pea, this beautiful welcome. I finally got the label done on the back, and now it's time to do the binding. And I have just the right thread in here, so why don't we go ahead and work on that, because that'll only take a few minutes. Let's see, I got to move a few things out of the way because this thing is really long and it'll knock stuff over. So let me move a few things out of the way. And then, I wonder if there's a way to make this thing larger. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then let's see, let's do the throat. That is the throat cam. There's that, and turn that off. Okay. Oh no, it froze. All right, hang on. Hang on. And then go back in and do it one more time. Okay. Let's try it again. I think the last time I had to actually unplug it and plug it back in again. Yeah, let's try that. All right, don't go anywhere, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm right here. Let me Nope, not yet. What is going on? Why won't it? Let's try it one more time. That is so weird. All of a sudden it decided it wanted to go out. Okay. Throat cam. It's on. The light's on. It's on. Come on. Work with me here. And I hate moving them around because I feel like it always messes it up. Uh-oh. Are we still live? Is everybody there? Everybody live? Everybody still there? All right, we're going to try this one more time. If this doesn't work, webcam. There we go. Okay. All right, it's up. It's up. Okay. There we go. Okay, so sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Just every once in a while, it just freaks out. Okay. Woo. Good, good, good. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start this at the bottom. Now, if you guys have any questions about the upcoming block of the week, and again, we're going to be doing this every week, and hopefully the idea is to have your instructions to you on Monday, and then the next Monday you'll get the last week's block pattern, and we're going to put it together on Sunday. And if for some reason you can't join and watch, you can always watch it later. You don't always have to be right on, but it's nice to have somebody to sew with. It's kind of why we're doing it, right? It's nice having that person kind of in the background. I'll tell you, when I watch YouTube, sometimes I'll watch things that, are not even, well, they're interesting to me, but, it's not things I'm going to do. Like one of them is gamer. There's this gamer that I like to watch because he's hilarious to listen to him. So sometimes when I'm sewing or I just need a little bit of downtime, my brain needs a downtime, I'll just watch stuff like that. Even though it's not something I do, like Beth Adilly. I like her, but she's a Cricut designer. She does all kinds of Cricut stuff, And she's just amazing. I mean, I watch her and I'm like, wow. But then, I mean, I don't do a lot of Cricut. I do a little bit of Cricut, but not a lot. But I don't Cricut. I do scan and cut. I have a very old Brother Scan and Cut. So if anybody has a really good deal on the newer Scan and Cut, I might be interested. But right now I kind of like my old one because I know how it works. I know what it'll do. So as you can see, I'm just kind of following along with that seam, and I'm going slow. And excuse me. And I can feel right here, I can feel the fabric that's been folded over and pinned down. And I'm trying not to catch the top one, but I'm trying to basically go in the ditch, which someone said the other day, and I haven't tried this yet, is to use the foot that goes in the ditch, the foot that will follow the ditch. And I think that's a great idea. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Has anybody done that? Done binding with the ditch foot? Anybody do binding with the ditch foot? I don't remember who told me about that. I don't know if it was online or what it was. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Honestly, it sounds like I ran out of bobbin thread. Let me pull this up. Nope. Yep. It's funny because you can kind of hear it when the bobbin goes out. And I was thinking too, when I was getting ready for today, I thought, oh, I hope I don't run out of bobbin thread. And I did. So time to put some bobbin in there. You know, I may actually get this thing done in time to put it up for the fall. I think this is actually a spring welcome, but I don't know, maybe it is fall. Yeah, it kind of looks like fall. Anyways, where did it go? What color was I using? Oh, yeah, okay. Tried to use a color that would kind of blend in, and this color kind of is a bit more blendy than the one I was using. I use a lot of white, I use a lot of black, and if you come into the retreat, I will have some threads there. Not a lot, but I will have some threads there. And needles and things like that. So if for some reason you need needles or thread or whatever, I got them. Of course, I'll have scissors. Use a walking foot. Oh, I do like the walking foot. That works for me. Actually, on my other machine, on my brother's Luminaire, and on my Dream machine that I used to have, they have a differential feed foot. I think that's what that's called. Basically, it is a huge little contraption that has what looks like a conveyor belt on it, and it pulls the fabric in at the same time that your feet are pulling the bottom fabric, which is really kind of cool. And the really good part about it is, since it's plugged into your machine, it knows how fast your machine is going, so it can adjust the speed of how fast it pulls it in. Which, you know, I'm pretty sure the walking foot does that too, but I don't think it's quite as accurate as the differential feed. All I know is I really love it, and it made a huge difference. All right, I got me some more thread loaded in there. Let's just keep on going. She's got the pop-up open at the retreat on Wednesday. Oh, yep, that's right. I do. I will have my pop-up open on Wednesday. So if there's anything you saw here, it should be, plus some, at the pop-up at the retreat. So even if you're not going to come to the retreat itself, you can always come shop And so I'll be open all day on Wednesday, pretty much as late as you want. And since I'm the last one, I probably don't have to take it down as quickly either, thank goodness, because let me tell you what, that's a lot of stuff. And someone once asked me why I bring all that stuff. It's because you never know what you're going to need, you know. The last time I did my pop-up, I wasn't going to bring any of the lights because they didn't seem to be selling. And then, darn, I sold like most of the ones I brought with me. My daughter made me bring them because she's like, Mom, you know you're not going to bring them, and everybody's going to sit there and wonder, where are the lights? So I did bring them, and I'm glad I did because I think I sold 3 of the 5 I brought. And what's so funny is I think they all bought the black ones. I didn't finish the last comment. Robin and Linda will have hers Wednesday as well. Yes, that's right. Miss Linda will be there as well. And I just love Miss Linda. And we decided to do it together because she's just bringing pre-cuts and I will bring my fabrics. Even though I have pre-cuts, I don't mind not bringing the pre-cuts. Because I don't have that many and she has a lot. And this will give you a better variety of pre-cuts to choose from. And I'm going to tell you, you know, you can do so much with a pre-cut. In fact, that jelly roll thing that we did back when COVID first started, when it was first on the rise, the jelly roll that we did every day was done from a jelly roll. The quilt, that didn't sound right, did it? Okay, the quilt that we did during COVID was called Jelly Roll Fun, or Fun with Jelly Rolls. And the idea was to see how many blocks could we make, how many different blocks could we have that were based off of a jelly roll. And all we did was we adjusted it. If it took a 1-inch strip instead of a 2.5, you just cut down the 2.5 strip. It was a lot of fun. You should go watch some of the videos if you haven't seen them before. They're on my YouTube channel, which is SRQ Quilters. And if it's not SRQ Quilters, then it's SRQ Quilter. Lord knows I feel like I got completely confused by that very early on. Like, which did I do? Which one did I use? It's supposed to be SRQ Quilters, but oftentimes I omitted the S at the end. Okay, we are almost through this puppy, and then that's one more done. In fact, it's one I can hang up. You never know. Maybe I'll put this one up for auction at on Sun and Moon. I just did an auction on Sun and Moon for one of my Halloween ones, and it went. I won't say there was a bidding war over it, but I had quite a few people bidding on it. It was nice. It was nice seeing all those people interested in my work. And it was nice to see some of the comments, people, talking about how nice it was. And I know at the bottom of the screen it has my website up there, but no, I don't have it up yet. But I'm going to, because I think I'm going to try and list my classes. Ooh, which is one thing I haven't talked about yet, is the class. I have an embroidery class coming up this weekend, and I still have room. I still have a couple of spots available. So if you would like to join us, the one machine I did have extra, besides, well, I have 2 machines extra. Both of them are rented, so they're not available. So you will definitely have to bring your own machine. And we are doing the projects that's right there up in the middle, the family one, the one that says family. It has about 3 different sayings, I think. Well, maybe it's only 2. One says memory. Oh, no, there was 3. One was family. One was memories, one was grandchildren, and it's just so stinking adorable. I saw that and I just knew we had to do it. I just knew it was one we had to do. So I'm kind of excited about that. So I am kind of slowly making a collection of embroidery machines. I'm trying to find them when they're not quite so expensive. Maybe somebody's looking to get rid of them for, okay, let's face it, cheap, because that's basically how that's going to have to go. All right, let's see here. So let's bring back up this one, put that one away, turn off that one, my logo one. Come on, work with me here. Okay. All right, so there it is. One more UFO done. Wah, ta-da! So it's finished, and I can actually hang it up now. Oh no, it's not. I still have to sew that back on. I don't. You know, one of the things that I do. Do you want me to? Hang on, guys. I'm going to bring it around the machine. To Tuesday. Oh yeah, yeah. That would be good, Miss Sheila. I know Miss Sheila just texted me something, and so yeah, that would be good if you're done with it, and that way we can see how it'll fit in your car too. Okay, so let me show this to you, because I got a question. Let's see, throat, tabletop. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, and I did not get a chance to straighten this out, so I have no idea how good this looks. I feel like it should be over further. Here, let me see if I can scoop my computer back a little bit. Okay, so here we go. Get that out of the way, get that out of the way. Don't wipe my nose on that. That would be gross. Okay. All right, y'all. So for a while there, just to kind of keep this from floating around or having to do a lot of pinning, I would use oh my gosh, what's the name of it? Heat and Bond Light or Misty Fuse or one of those, and I would put that on the back of here and then iron this down so it would make it easier to put this down. But the last time I did it, I used SF101 and actually embroidered this right to the SF101 and the fabric. So I hooped both the fabric and the SF101 into the hoop to do this part, so that the sticky part, or the part that you would iron down, was right there and it would iron on there. Does anybody else do that? Or do you just pin it down and go from there? Oh, and I like to put at least one corner in each. So when I trim it down, I trim it extra close there, not so quite as close here, just so that it kind of gives a little space. I'm just looking to see if I got it all in the, because sometimes, yeah, see, like here, I missed a little spot here. There's no telling what that was. So I'll go back and I'll pin that. Here, let me put a little pin in it. So I just go back and hand do that one. I'm still kind of getting used to doing this. And that's when I found out that really a 2.5 inch is really much better than trying to do it a lot smaller, because I used to do it a lot smaller. I hated having a lot of extra left over. All right, so got that to go, and then it's done. So we will put that together much, much later. Well, much later as in maybe later tonight. Oh, here. Let's do that. All right. Thank you, Miss Diane. I appreciate you saying it's pretty. I like it. I really like that one. It was a lot of stitching. I think I went through like 5 bobbins. 5 bobbins trying to do that thing. But it was worth it. It's really, really pretty. Okay, so on to the next one. So this one is a class that we just did with Miss Darlene. God bless her. She did a beautiful job doing that class. And so this is what I've got. And I chain stitched the rows together like this. So now all I have to do is flip them over. And because it's paper pieced, pretty much everything is right in line. Everything is right in line. So when I stitch, as long as I get these edges together and stay within there, it should stitch right together. I mean, I had really good luck with these. They really went together well. So now I just have to put these parts together. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to work on putting these together. Ah, we're back up to 5. Who came back on? Who joined us? Who's with us? All right, and she recommended we tear the paper out before we start pinning right here. So I'm going to go fold these back real quick. Yeah, that was one of the things I noticed with that particular quilt, was that a lot of people were saying it used a lot of bobbins and there was a lot of thread changes, and there really was. I mean, there was and there wasn't. You know what I found? I'm taking Darlene's project to the retreat. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just like to get this one done, so I'm going to go ahead and work on it now. I realized later, after the first couple of blocks, that because the talking about the Sweet Pea Welcome one thing I noticed was that if I did one color, then one thread, then it needed carried to the next one. But I have so many threads around my machine that I had to make sure that I wrote down which color I was using. Otherwise, I wasn't finding the right one. Okay, so we're going to pin that like that. You know what? I'm not going to worry about the papers. It's just, it is too much to try to figure that out. And I will just get it pulled out best I can. That's pretty close. So what I like to do to check it, to make sure it's where it's supposed to be, I will pin through this side right here. And look on the other side to see if it came through. And if it did, then I know I'm good. I'm golden. You know, this might help a lot if I just put my glasses on. Hey, Miss Joyce, how are ya? Glad you came to join us today. We talked about the log cabin quilt. I don't know if you got a message about the log cabin quilt, because I sent out an email based on the emails I had. And we are doing a log cabin quilt in 2 weeks. And it is free. You're gonna meet me here each Sunday, and we're gonna do a different block. And I need your email if you want to join us. And ta-da! Let's see, get that one in there. And each week you'll get cutting instructions. You'll get your fabric requirements first, then you're going to get cutting instructions. And then the next week, you're going to get the next block's cutting instructions. And the week before, the week that you did the block, that very next week, you're going to get the actual pattern for that block. So by the time we're done, you'll have 12 different blocks patterned in the pattern. And you will have the finishing pattern. We'll give that to you last. And then you'll have a whole pattern, and it's all free unless you'd like to get the kit. The kit, I already have all the colors picked out. Okay, let me get this up here. Flip this over just to get it out of the way so I don't wind up accidentally sewing it in. That out of the way and this out of the way. All right, let's get this thing going. See, now here's where a walking foot would come in real handy, because it definitely wants to pucker up these papers. And I got to make sure they stay on. All right. And it should be 1/4 inch. So when I go across these papers and they're not there, that 1/4 inch should count. How many of you have done paper piecing before? have a feeling that that one didn't quite hit the mark on that last block. Let's see. There's that. So, and that's the good thing about the paper piecing is oftentimes as long as you're getting it where it's supposed to be, it should be fine. Once. Diane says she's done it once. I've done it a few times. I do enjoy it. I'm not going to lie, it can be a little crazy at times. But I think that's what I like about it. I like a good challenge that's not so challenging that it'll make me crazy. I don't want a quilt making me crazy. How are we doing on time? I talked a lot in the beginning. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them about, when, especially concerning got to go for babies. All right, Miss Sheila, we'll see you soon. Or if you get a chance to come back on, I'll probably be on for at least another 20, 30 minutes. I'd really love to get this finished, and I'd like to put borders on it. Anyways, so if anybody has any questions about the block of the week that we're going to be doing, or the kits or fabric or anything like that, please don't hesitate to text me or call me or email me. I am srqquilters or srqquilter@gmail.com, srqquilter@gmail.com, and I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to give some love while you're on here. Give some hearts and some thumbs up, and Facebook loves that stuff. I don't want them to cancel me for whatever reason. Thank you. Thank you. I see the hearts. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, apparently if you do the mean faces, that's bad. Facebook doesn't like that. Which I can understand why some people would do mean faces, especially if it's not going well in the having audio trouble or video trouble or whatever. So hopefully my video issues will stay on the sidelines. So the whole week has been kind of crazy. How about for you guys? I wound up doing a tops event. What was it? Friday and Saturday. Today's Sunday. And loved it. I absolutely had fun. This was one of the things that we made while we were there. But it was about, and actually the one we did was supposed to be white, but you know me, I'm not much for following along with rules. But it still needs to be sewn, ISO right there. But it was all about learning the design creator in the, excuse me, I'm so sorry, the design creator in the Brother machine, or the baby, it was a baby lock event, so it was learning the design creator in our IQ design in the baby lock, and I just completely blew my mind with what you learned from the designer that's actually in there. I mean, there's so much you can do with it. I was just completely blown away. So anyways, that's what we were working on for the last 2 days. One of them, there was three other designs, 3 other things that we did, and it was just so much fun. I had a good time. Let's see. There we go. All right. I'll make sure I got my pin cushion here. I don't want to give up quite that much of my paper. It really does help keep my eye on the ball. feel like my foot is down hard enough, but if I feel like if I put too much pressure with my foot on the machine, that it will push the fabric around, and I don't want it to do that either. So it's really a hard medium to find. And I think that's the other thing is, the other thing about paper piecing is before you're finished, you actually have to take all this paper out. And now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot to shorten my stitch. Miss Sheila, shame on you for not mentioning that. That's okay. Somebody said if you wet the paper just slightly, like give it a mist, it will come apart a lot easier. All right, so we're going to come over here and just iron this down real quick. I know I'm off camera, I'm sorry. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This stuff is so cute. I love it. This is a really cute star that Miss Darlene designed on the EQ8. And I don't have any links or anything to the EQ8, so sorry. Please don't ask. I don't have it. I do to know. I'm sure you can get it. And I know that I've seen it at plenty of the retreats and quilt shows and stuff. And I know we have our quilt show coming up in a year. So I'm sure we'll have one of those guys there that'll be bringing the EQ8 stuff as well. But I found that it's, you know, for the money, it really is a great way to design patterns. Hang on. I'm struggling with a piece of paper back here. Let's see. Yep, got the piece out. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, just want to make sure that's okay, not frozen up on us. All right, so here we go. So this is it. I chose clamshells for the star, for part of the star, and then some pink or lavender, whatever, and then some greens. And now I need to do borders. So what I want to do is I would like to do a thin border, and I was thinking about doing a thin border in green, and then this color border a little bit bigger, and then do this one as the last one. What do y'all think? What do you think? So this color for the first one, this color for the second one, or do this one, the last one, the purple, the pinky one for the last one, and then do this one for the middle one. I don't know, y'all. I'm struggling with this. I just don't know. I mean, I know what colors I like. I really like the clamshells, but you can't see them. And so I'm hoping, here, let me get us over to the right screen. Okay, so here it is. So this, I want to use this color for the outside. That part I'm relatively certain on, and I can even use that for the binding if I have enough. So use this one for the outside. And I was thinking of using this one for the second one. So do like a 1-inch strip on the outside. Maybe do a 1.5 inch or 2-inch strip on the that right there, and then do like a 3-inch. And depending upon which way it goes, you know, maybe either do it long or do them this way. Think about doing them this way. What do you think? Anybody have an opinion? Hey, Nicole, you got an opinion? Jackie says yes. You're not going to help, Jackie, but you like the way it looks? I mean, you don't think maybe it would look better if we did this? Maybe a big border, like right there, and then take this pink and do it just a, oops, sorry, just do a little small border. I don't know, that's kind of, That's different. I mean, I don't usually do them that way. So do a big border and then a tiny border, and then do the binding in this one. I've seen definitely do the binding in that one. What do y'all think? I don't know. I'm troubled. I can't figure it out. But I definitely want to do this on the inside because I like the way it plays with the dark and the green. I just can't decide whether to do this on the outside or the pink on the inside. Well, tell me what y'all think. Definitely thin green first. Yes, I agree. Yes. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and cut that one because I believe that that's the way I want to do it. This is such a pretty pattern that I don't want to lose it by doing just a little piece of it like I did here. I lost a lot of the image. Here, let me get this up here. I lost a lot of the image by making it so small. But I don't think it would have looked good here. Pink second. Okay. All right, I'm with you. I think I agree. Hopefully I got enough. Yeah, I got enough. It's just, they're teeny tiny. We're talking, I think these are 9-inch. Pretty sure these are just, actually they're 8.5, 8.5, 8.25, which means when they're put together, they're actually 8 inches. So I don't need very much, say 8, 16, 24 inches. So yeah, I can live with that. That'll work. Okay, I agree with you, Miss Jackie, or Joyce, sorry. It was a J, so I just assumed it said Jackie. That's what I get for assuming. You know what they say about assuming. I used to tell my kids that at the small Christian school I taught at. Like, you know what they say about assuming. Of course, they looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, what? What? But I also like the pink second. Yeah, same here. I agree with you guys. I absolutely wholeheartedly agree. Okay, so I was thinking we're just going to do like just an inch. So that's about an inch right there. So that's how much will be sticking out. So we're going to cut 1.5 inches. And if it's only, what did I say it was, 24 inches? So 24, I just need 2 strips. So let's go ahead and cut that. I am definitely going to need to trim a little bit of that off. Actually, you know what? I think this side is already trimmed. Yeah, this must have been the side I used. The good part is because it is such a short distance, you're not going to notice any waving back and forth. Oh wow, that is really off. That is really off. Okay, that is going to matter. All right, so I'm lining it up at the bottom here. Here, let me show you what I'm doing. Like I said, if you like any of the images in the background, wow, this thing is just whacked out. I probably should have ironed it again. Okay, we are going to have to trim off a little bit. What kind of blades do you guys like? I have a couple of them. I have my Martelli. I have wound up enjoying using the 60-inch blades. And I have this one, and I'll be honest, I kind of default to this one. I think because it's very handy. I mean, it really fits in my hand well. My daughter never did come out here, did she? But then there's my Martelli, which is open already. Darn it, I don't know, I didn't realize it was open. And it's a brand new blade, so it's so smooth, cuts like butter. Love it. But yeah, I also have a Ginger, which I'm having a hard time finding blades for because the stupid thing is stupid expensive for blades. I mean, like stupid expensive. And I like the way you just use your finger to open it and close it. And you can also run it across the table to open it. And then just use your finger to click it closed. Kind of nice. Okay, I think that's all I need for that. And then once we get that first section on, then we can start taking the papers out. Yay! All right, what time is it? 5:05. Okay, we still got time. I try really hard not to go past. Okay, maybe I do need another piece, because that does not look like 24 inches. 40. Oh yeah, that would have made it 48, wouldn't it? Duh. We only get 44 inches. And even then, not all of that. I like Olfa. And I'm probably not pronouncing that right. I feel like I never did pronounce that one right. Olfa. I think my very first rotary cutter was a Fiskars. The very first one I ever had. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Because of the wonderful things he does. Okay. Now the good thing about batiks is it doesn't matter what side you use because they both basically look the same. It's very, very rare that you ever find all right, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can line it up like this and use your lines on your mat. Now you know you have a perfect L shape. Or you can eyeball it. I tend to eyeball it. But I've also been doing this for a while too, which is not always a good excuse. Because sometimes when you do that, you do it wrong. Because you're not paying attention. All right, so just when you get that one done, you want to remember the next one you need to flip up. So you're going to follow it down to the end and then flip it up, right side up. Okay. I can't get my finger in there. And then right side down. If you have a right side, like I said, the batiks are really nice about that because you don't have to worry about which side is up and which side is down. All right, and I'm putting this together because I don't have quite enough to go all the way around twice. So this will make it all one piece and I don't have to worry about the seam winding up in the same place. All right, so right here is my tip. I'm going to make sure this is right there. I'm starting in the corner. And yes, I know I have orange thread in here, but you know what? It's okay. And I did run over the top of my pin, sorry. Okay. And then I'm going to bring that other piece over here. And I'm going to butt that right up to my, right into the little, into that little V right there. And get my hand out of the way. Try to remember to keep my hand out of the way if I can. And try to remember to pull my pins early. And I'm just going to go right down to this piece right here, which is the other V. And I'm using this line to help guide it so I don't have to wonder if I got it right. Okay. There we go. All right, now where did my other scissors go? Right here. Does everybody have a pair of these scissors? Hang on, let me get the right camera on. Everybody have a pair of these scissors? Oh my gosh, I love these things. Now I love my gingers. My gingers are absolutely fabulous. I love my gingers. But here's what I love about these. One side is serrated and one side is smooth. So if you need it to go smoothly through the fabric, this side is excellent. But if you're trying to make it not move, like, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I trim these things, the fabric itself slides everywhere. And these scissors help to keep it from sliding while you're trying to cut it. And I'll be honest, I never even noticed that it did it until I bought a pair of these. And I was like, oh my gosh, these things are amazing. I, of course, don't have any because, well, they're expensive. I have a pair for myself, but I don't have any in my shop right now. And if you ever have the opportunity, I actually bought these from a lady who, a teacher, an instructor who came to the guild and was selling them. And I got like the last pair she had. And really, I was like, oh, I don't know if I should get it. I was hobbling back and forth. But I'll tell you what, I started using it and I was like, oh my gosh, where had they been my whole life? I do love them. Now, they are kind of short. So you're going to be doing a lot of cutting if you're just doing normal cutting. But these are my usual go-tos for lots of cutting. In fact, I was even thinking about getting the Dressmaker 8-inch ones because those cover an even bigger section, and I do kind of like doing a little bit more. All right, give me just a minute, and I'm going to run over here and iron real quick. And then we're going to put one of the borders on and then start pulling papers. So this will only take me a second. I want to iron out some of these creases because there wind up being creases in here as well. And this should give us plenty. All right, so first off, we need 2 pieces that go from side to side. Now, that means your other ones are going to be slightly longer because you're going to be adding a piece onto it. What's the name of the, hang on, let me put my glasses on. These are Karen K. Buckley scissors. Karen K. Buckley. Buckley? I probably need a magnifying glass for this too. I'm pretty sure it's Buckley. And she has a variety of these. I mean, there's like a really tiny pair, and there's a bigger these pair, and then there's, I think there might even be even a bigger pair. These are the ones I could afford at the time. Love them. You will not regret putting the money into a pair. So if you have the opportunity to do it, and a lot of the quilt shops, the local quilt shops that carry notions, they do carry them. Yeah, Karen K. Buckley. Yep. You won't regret it. I promise you. And don't worry, I don't have a link in the thing. I'm not a sponsor. I don't get any money for it. I'm just telling you, I don't regret my purchase. I think it was the best thing I ever did. Especially when you're trying to cut things, especially small stuff. I mean, some of those border pieces I have to cut, they're just tiny. And when they slide around, it just drives you absolutely bonkers. But when you use those serrated edges really do help. All right, let's go back to the throat plate. And we're going to go ahead and put these 2 sides on. Now, did you see how I cut those? I just stretched it out and then put it down. And then measured it from edge to edge. Now, anything too large, I'd say don't do that. Like ever. Don't ever do that. But on something small like this, you can get away with it. And again, if you cut these papers right, you should be at a 1/4 inch seam. Yep, that looks like you're doing great. And just kind of watch it and feed just a little bit at a time. Don't try to go the whole length at one time. You're going to drive yourself crazy because you're going to make mistakes. And oftentimes you'll see me pick up my fabric because I'm trying to fold that little piece right there, wants to fold the other direction. And that's how I keep it going in the right direction. I lifted it up a little bit and it just naturally will flop under, at least most of the time. Oh, I feel that one trying to flip. And y'all, I use a PQ 1500, a Brother PQ 1500. This thing can, I mean, it could practically run off the table. It does a lot of stitches per inch. So if you're ever thinking about getting a machine that does a lot, it's just a piecing machine. It does a lot, it goes really, really fast. This is this is the machine for you. If your local Tops will carry them, don't tell Greg, but I think I got this one at Amazon, which he would have done the same deal for me that Amazon did. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Followed right along. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, we want to make sure that we have the seam up. If you can see my seam here. So we want to make sure it's up. Yeah, yeah. I thought I got the last ones, but I mean, yeah. I had no idea the piece of gold I bought when I got the pair of these scissors. You know, and sometimes you hear people talk about something, they're like, oh, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And you're like, oh, yeah, sure, okay. All right, you're just trying to sell an item. But no, seriously, these are just amazing scissors. Now, like I said, though, if you're trying to slide them and you don't have, you know how sometimes when you're trying to cut a piece of fabric, you know, you can just kind of slide the scissors along, which is probably not a good thing to do. Ooh, Miss Sheila, welcome back. We're talking about my Karen K. Buckley scissors. You know how sometimes when you take a pair of scissors and you just try to slide them down the fabric, if you're trying to do that on the serrated side of that blade, you're not gonna be happy with those scissors. But if you're trying to cut something and you need it to stay on this straight line, oh my gosh, these things are amazing. And like I said, it was worth the money I spent on it. And I'm a bit cheap when it comes to buying things. I don't like to spend a lot of money on stuff. Okay. My line wasn't nearly as good as my first one, but not bad. It'll iron out. Okay, let's iron those two edges. Oh gosh, yes. And the tips. I mean, look at those tips. Look at that. That'll really get in there for this applique. Oh my gosh, yes. Applique rocks it. All right, let's iron this out real quick. Ooh, those points are pretty. Well, I might have lost a little bit of a tip on that one, but the other ones look good. What's that quilter saying? Finished is better than perfect. I'm okay with that saying. I like that saying. Good one. Good point. Good point. Not so good point. That's okay. It looks beautimous. It looks beautimous. Maybe I should make a t-shirt that says that. Looks beautimous. All right. Let's get these last two on, and then I can start pulling the papers. All right, so, sorry, let's get you on the right page here. Hang on. Excuse me. Lunch was really good. I had a salad, but it's starting to talk back to me. Okay. So we're going to fold this back. I got my fingers holding it there. I took my other light off the table because it's so bright for this area that it just blows out the video. So I took it off, which, okay, it does make it a little hard to see. Okay, and then we're going to do one more piece because it should be the same as the other side. That's the one thing about piecing that is, paper piecing is so nice. Everything just should line right up, should. I will say that again, should line right up. Okay. All right. Let's see how we did, just to see. And looky there, both pieces are basically the same length. Yay, I did it right. Whoop, whoop. What's the name of this pattern? The name of this pattern? Oh, I don't know. Miss Sheila, do you remember what she called this one? I don't know. I didn't pay attention. But it was a pattern that one of our guild members did an instruction on. Like I said, she designed it in her EQ8, but I don't remember what she called it. All right, let's go ahead and put this on. Oh, I'm sure she had to. She had to have named it. Miss Darlene, why are you not on here so we can answer these questions? I'll find out, Miss Maggie, and I'll post it. All right, let's see if I can get the thread from getting all bunched up there. I think I'm going to tighten down my foot just a little bit. Man, this thing is sliding all over the place. And I think it's just because I turned the pressure off, because I think the last project I did required very little pressure. It was a lot of fabric. Yeah, that feels a little better. Yeah, it's a pretty star, isn't it? Almost reminds me of the friendship star a little bit. I did a star, not like that one, but I did do a star that was somewhat similar, and it was based on I think on the friendship star, the sister star, or something like that. Yeah, I was hoping my daughter would come in and tell me what she thought of the colors, because she's really good with colors. And I trust her judgment when she tells me that she thinks something looks good or bad. Now look at that. See? And once again, I forgot to turn down my... Sheila, where are you when I need you? She reminds me to turn my stitches down. All right, hang on. I don't know why I'm bothering to do it now, but normally when you do this, when you're doing paper piecing, you turn your stitch length down to like 1 or 1.5. And what that does is it actually perforates perforates the paper so that it basically just rips right off. Now that is my machine going like crazy. It's Margaret. My screen name was given to me by a friend. Aw. Well, hey. Maggie Lou Margaret. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So I can see, now this is when you can really let this machine go and do its thing. I got out of my line there, I can tell right off the bat. And now it's going to flip up. Here, I'll tell you what, I'll let it go for a second, like really fast. Just for a second. Is that awesome or what? Love my PQ8. When I was doing a lot of the masks during COVID for friends and stuff, I was using my brother, and it was nice. It was great. I mean, beautiful, but I mean that's a very expensive machine to be using for a straight stitch, and that's exactly what I used it for, was a straight stitch for a long time, because I was doing mask, and every time I do a mask, somebody else wanted another mask, and then somebody else, and then people who bought them before would call me and say, I need another one. So I wound up doing a lot of masks during COVID. And yeah, it sounds like a lawnmower. Yeah, just mowed through all those stitches. but then I talked to my husband, he went in himself and bought me the PQ because I told him how much I could use it for, making all these masks, and he bought it for me, and I fell in love with it as soon as I started using it. As soon as I used it. All right, let me get over here and iron this down, and then I'll start pulling paper. But if it's 5:30, we can end in prayer like we always do, and everybody can go on about their day and enjoy the rest of their Sunday. And yeah, it's pretty close to that. So let me iron this down, and then we'll do our closing ritual. Ooh, that sounded scary. Ritual. Ooh. Yep, those points look pretty, but yes, I did lose a point. Seems like I lose 1 point on every side. Just a little bit. Just a teensy bit. All right, did I get both sides? Yes, I did. Okay. All right, y'all, let me flip this back to the tabletop. Oops, get my mouse going back in the right direction. Okay, so as you can see, nice point, lost a point. Nice point, lost a point. Well, that one's not so bad. But pretty much on every side, I lost 1 point. Well, that one looks pretty good too. Okay, well, I thought I lost a point, but they look pretty good. Okay, so here's what's next. Here's what we're going to do next. And before I finish up the other pieces, I'm just going to go ahead and start pulling these out. And because it's that 1.5 inch, because it's that 1.5 stitch length, it's not an inch, I believe that's actually a centimeter. These little bad boys will pop right out of here, just like that. Now that one's giving me a hard time because this is where I did the regular, which actually here on this machine I actually stitch at about a 3. So you just have to have a trash can next to you and you start ripping out. And if it's a really big quilt, just have a lot of time. Just spend a lot of time on it. All right, guys. Yeah, it is millimeter. I realize that now, especially after that class we just did. I never really had a lot of questions about it until after that class we did. All right. Does anybody have any questions about anything we've talked about, discussed? If you do, please feel free to send a message. You can ask it right here unless it's more personal. Don't forget, we got the log cabin coming up in 2 weeks. Make sure you're registered. And to register for that, all you have to do is send me an email. And you can just send it to srqquilter@gmail.com. And I think it might be in my, well, maybe not. srqquilter, here, let me type it in here. Come over here. srqquilter@gmail.com. Oop. I think I did gmail.com. Let's see, make sure I got that right. Okay. So that's the email. If you want to register for it, just register, and you just say registering for log cabin quilt along, and either say yes, I need a kit, or no, I'll bring my own. Okay. All right. And like I said, as soon as I get it, tomorrow starts the first email batches. So tomorrow I will send out the ones to all I currently have. If you send it later, like later in the weekend or whatever, I'll make sure it gets sent out that day. And so the first thing you're going to get is going to be your fabric requirements and the first set of cutting instructions. Okay? And if for some reason you're having problems with the cutting instructions, which hopefully you won't, because actually Miss Sheila did a bang-up job on that, if you have any questions about it, just please don't hesitate to email me or call me if you have my number. All right? I know a lot of you have my number. Okay. All right, y'all, thank you very much. Oh, here, let me bring this up. Okay. All right, y'all. I have had a blast today. Thank you so much for joining me with working on another UFO. That was pretty cool, right? I enjoyed it, and I love the chit-chatting. Thank you so much. And like I said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Register for the log cabin quilt along. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be weekly, not monthly. Or it's going to be weekly, so we should be able to get through it in about 13 weeks because there's the last log cabin, and then there's the borders and the sashings and stuff. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to enjoy each other's company. And the blocks generally shouldn't take us more than an hour and a half to put together. As long as you already have them cut out, you should be good, okay? So we're going to go ahead and close. I'll just stop by next Wednesday afternoon to pick up my stuff. Absolutely, Miss Diane. You just let me know when it's convenient for you, and I'm here. Just let me know. Oh, thank you, Miss Joyce. Aw, thanks, Miss Margaret. All right, let me go ahead and do our quick prayer for our ending. Boy, sometimes I just feel like we need it now more than ever. We just need the prayers to go straight up. Father, I just thank you for this opportunity to be with people who are like-minded, who love quilting, Father, and I know they love you as well. And we just ask you to go with us about our week, Father. Guide us, help us to say the right things and to have the right compassion for those that need compassion this week, Father. And I just ask you to help us with our thoughts and our speech, and let us always be mindful of you. And we just give you all the honor and glory. Go with each person and give them healing in their body, Father. Wherever they need it, Father, just send them. Let the healing flow through them right now in Jesus' name. And I just thank you, give you all the honor and glory. And in Jesus' name, amen. Listen, I thank you guys for coming today. I hope you have a fantastic week. I will see you next Sunday if I don't see you before then. All right, and like I said, don't forget the hearts and the thumbs up and the likes and the follows. And if you think of anybody else that would like to do the log cabin quilt, please just give them the email and let me know they want to do it, and I'll be happy to let them join along. So Sunday at 4 is when we'll start doing the videos. I will load them up to my Facebook so you can see them anytime and watch them as much as you want. And I'll also load them to YouTube, okay? So listen, you guys have a great week, and thank you so much for hanging with me today. I love it. This has been a blast, and I will see you next week. Mwah.